Anthony Monteith here. But today we're going to be talking about working with the energy of the lungs, and in the elemental system of Qi Gong that I teach, lungs have an association with the Taoist element of metal. Metal being the minerals in the earth that help collect and channel water as it falls through the soil. But also it has that ability of metal to be sharp, to be strong, to be rigid, to be impactful, to be a mirror to your soul, to have sharpness and clarity like a sword, but also to have a condensing quality of collecting water. You think about sometimes how metal in the morning can receive the energy of the mist of the atmosphere and allow water to condense within it. The important thing about working with the metal element is to open out the lungs and get them moving. The great thing about the metal element is it builds clarity, it builds boundaries, appropriate boundaries, and it helps to have a secondary effect on the large intestine. So the first movement we're going to do is we're going to actually physically open out the lungs. So I'm going to stand with my feet parallel. I'm then going to turn my right foot out this way and step. And as I step, I bring my hands from below my waist and open my hands out this way. Look up, breathing in. Bring the hands down in front of my chest, step back, turn, breathe out. And I'm going to repeat on the other side, same thing. My hands are here, I step forward, open, sit back, step. Now, this can be done in a more fluid motion, which is a nice warm up in the morning when it's a bit cold like today. So I can step out. And I can make it even more flowing than that. So it becomes... And that physical movement of lifting and leaning back is opening out the front of the chest, expanding the rib cage, allowing more air to flow in. I recommend breathing through the nasal passages and out through the mouth. Also within this is this concept of the healing sounds, or the healing tones. And this was developed as a medical Qigong to help heal and strengthen the function of the organs. Now, there's a small bit of controversy over this because different lineages and different schools teach different types of tones. I'm going to show you the method that I know and that I know quite well and I know that works. So the tone is, it's like Z or a Z. It is teeth together, tongue behind, and it's a Z, Z, Z. And you can go higher if you have a different tonality in your voice. Z. Think of a circular saw turning and cutting wood. It's that kind of intensity, but it's important with the metal sound that you cut the sound off. It's not an expansive sound like earth, which is a large kind of woo, and it fades out, you know, much like a didgeridoo fading out towards the end of a song. It has a very cut off sound. It's Z, because metal has boundaries and it has sharp edges, and it has very clear, linear energy. So I'm going to show you the one that will help the lungs and also the sinuses. And we use sword fingers, right, metal. 2 fingers coming out from the corner of the nose and sending the energy out. Again, I'm standing in my parallel stance. I'm grounded, I'm rooted. 2 fingers come up like a mustache, and they pull out this way. And I'm sending my sword fingers like this. So it's a bit like a crouching tiger, hidden dragon kind of vibe to it, right? So I bring the fingers up, turn them over, breathing in. Again, breathing in. I recommend 9 cycles. Obviously, you know, don't do this in the supermarket or at the bus stop. Well, you could do it at the bus stop and maybe people would leave you alone, but you're creating boundaries. So I'm Anthony Monteith. Have a play with that, enjoy it. 9 rounds of Z. Qi Life Academy, healer in every household. Take care.